I'm doing another tire review. These are tires that I put on my 2008 Ford Fusion about 6 months ago, maybe 4 months ago. These are the ice and snow tires. These are called the Hankook Winter Ice and Snow RS. Let you know how these things have been so far, so let's get to it. So I got these tires online, free shipping. The bad news is they're kind of hard to get, pretty cheap. These tires were about $125 a piece. Now, when I got the vehicle, it had 2 tires on it, brand new, and I was kind of torn between getting 4 new tires or just finding 2 matching tires that was already on it. So I went online, did a research, and did find out that these tires are still being made. Now, so far, I have put 8,820 miles on these tires. I went between Tulsa and Oklahoma in a heavy rainstorm. I drove out to the Midwest back in May and at night, and there was probably a good inch of water on the road. It was one of those, Midwestern heavy thunderstorms at night. Had no problems whatsoever. No hydroplaning, even though I was in some pretty deep water. All the other tires that I've ever had would have had a problem hydroplaning, but these tires handled the water really well. Although I never really got to drive it into ice and snow that much, because after I got the tires, it was actually starting to warm up, and we really didn't have much of a snowy season. So I think the tires would be just perfectly okay in ice and snow. Now, right now I'm doing about 40-45 miles an hour, and you can see the steering wheel, no shakes whatsoever. They balanced very well on the rim. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull over up here. We're going to get on we'll go down the interstate, going about 60 miles an hour, and I'm going to show you how smooth they are. And there's a little bit of road noise, but nothing too bad. All right, so we're doing about 55, 60. We'll get it up to about 65 or so here, and you can see the steering wheel nice and smooth, no problems shaking or anything. And after about 8,000 miles, I figured, well, I might as well make a review on these tires, because a lot of the tires I buy, people don't do reviews on. 65, nice and smooth, no problems there with the shaking in the steering wheel or anything. And I really didn't have much problem with rocks getting stuck in those deep tread out there. And these tires are actually the ones that you can put studs in for ice and snow. So we'll go up here, we'll pull over, and we'll look at these tires on here, and give you a look at how they're wearing so far after about 8,000 miles or so. Okay, we are at a lonely remote park, and we'll take a look at the tread on these tires so far, and you can see the tread is doing really nice. These are very wide tires. You can see how big my hand here is, and I can just barely get my hand across the top of these tires. And we do have little holes here. This is where you put studs in for ice and snow in the winter. Not too many places actually do this anymore, since tires now have become pretty advanced and handle ice and snow pretty well. But you can still get studs put in these if you live in the Northeast or in a really mountainous area. And you can see on the bottom here, we do have some numbers and everything, and these are rated for ice and snow, and this is mainly what they are designed for. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, you should take these off, you shouldn't drive them in the summer. Well, where I live, I don't have a problem driving with ice and snow tires, because in a heavy rainstorm, these tires actually repel water and grip the highway with no problem. And we'll look at the driver's side over here, and the car is wearing pretty well. The front end is in alignment here, and I have no problems or anything. And the tire, like I said, it's probably worn down a little bit if I hadn't said that earlier, but that is to be expected. But I had no problem. I've made 2 trips to the Midwest, and they've been pretty quiet so far. Just a little road noise, nothing too serious. And here is a look at the back tires, and you can see the tread here is actually probably just a little bit better. Now, I rotated these tires. I don't remember. I think maybe this is the one that was on the front that was actually brand new. 2 of these tires came with the vehicle, but they were only about 2 months old. Hopefully this review will help you out. And these are the Winter Ice and Snow RS tires, and they sell these today. So there you go. They've been a pretty good tire, and I would buy them again, but like I said earlier, you will not get these very cheap. They are about $125 per tire, but with good ice and snow tires, that's what you're going to have to pay anyway. They're not very cheap, and you may get some aftermarket tires around that are a little bit cheaper, but if you're going to buy these type of tires, this particular brand, well, go for it. Prepare to spend a little bit of money, but I think you'll be happy with them. So thanks for watching. Until my next video, guys, I'll see you later.